Class is just starting?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Let's
see, we gotta get the board there. Can we punch it to the clock? Alright, so we can get the science here. But see, there's two ways to look at that. Right? Now, the two ways, of course, is physically and mentally. So, physically, the brain weighs, is it 48 ounces? I think it's 48 ounces that the man's brain weighs. And 44 ounces for a woman's brain. And so there's a science that I never experimented with, so I don't know. But apparently, when you remove all of the water, this is something I heard, I never experimented myself, but if you remove all the water from the brain, that's 7.5 ounces is what's left. There's also parts of the brain that control involuntary, in the brain, you got the cerebrum, cerebellum, and the medulla oblongata. So the cerebrum is just mostly like thinking. Cerebellum is like motor activity, but it's motor activity in the brain too. And the medulla oblongata is like involuntary things like breathing and things like that is in the brainstem. You know what I'm saying? So those parts of the brain weigh 7.5 ounces. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking, when you get into the lessons, right? It says brain powered. See, brain power is something different than brain cells. See what I'm saying? Meaning you have a child, and their head is not as big as a grown person. But that doesn't necessarily mean that grown person got more brain power than you. You understand what I'm saying? Or, as you age, right? According to the medical science, after the age of 35, you start losing brain cells. You understand what I'm saying? But your brain power increases. You see what I'm saying? So necessarily to say the physical aspect of it, right, is not all of what they're talking about, right? You know what I mean? Because you could find a colored man, right? His head is just bigger than yours. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's different reasons that could be. Some people's head is big as just water in there. Some people, maybe their skull is thicker, who knows? You know what I mean? But it could also just be that, if you see somebody that is 5'1", so they got a smaller head than, say, Shaquille O'Neal, right? But that doesn't mean Shaquille O'Neal is smarter than him. You know what I mean? That he has more brain power than him. So, that's the two aspects of that. Y'all gotta bear with me. I haven't eaten all day. But So today's mathematics. First of all, what's the whole mathematics?
The whole thing: knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, refinement, equality, God, build, destroy, born, cipher.
All right. So now what's today's mathematics?
Wisdom, cipher. I was rushing. My apologies.
Now,
what does that mean?
Go ahead.
Wisdom. Wisdom comes from knowledge. Like I'm, it's something I don't know. Honestly. But I think I'm right. Does wisdom come from knowledge?
You gotta have knowledge in order to have wisdom, right?
Yeah, that's why it's number one, knowledge.
Right, but see, you gotta respect wisdom as its own separate thing, because you got a lot of people that got a lot of knowledge and ain't got no wisdom. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know a whole lot of stuff, but they ain't never put it into activation. They ain't never do nothing with it. Or you know a whole bunch of stuff. Like you ever see somebody, you like, yo,
wise.
This person got a problem, and you like, wait a minute. You know everything you need to know to produce a solution, but you're not wise enough to know what you got. You see what I'm saying? See, now we're not Christian, right? But that's one of the lessons in the Bible. See, Adam ain't have no wisdom. He didn't know. I'm talking about in his own self, right? So he didn't realize the power of what he had. So Eve comes along and demonstrates the power.
Power of free will.
But so keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? That you see, wisdom is dependent on knowledge, because see, wisdom, for instance, like I said, if you got all this information right here, right? You got all this knowledge, all this truth, and you don't know what it means, right? You have to use wisdom or good judgment, right, in order to weigh and judge all these facts and circumstances and come out with a clear picture of understanding. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, you need wisdom in order to, you know what I'm saying? Because this is why it's a difference between intelligence and education. You see what I'm saying?
Now, I can see what you're saying. Intelligence, education, like, what are you teaching in your education? You see how right now you teach in your class, you educating us.
Mm-hmm.
That's still intelligent. I'm learning something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So, right. Now, see how you got the understanding of what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, when you thought about what I was saying and came, that was you using your wisdom. You understand what I'm saying?
People have different ways of teaching. Now I really understand. It's like you say something and then I give you a feedback and stuff, but then it has to be knowledgeable. It makes sense, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Understand. Now, Cipher.
Cipher. Oh, you just talked about it the other day. All right, for example, you just wrote it down. I can remember that. All right, let's say this is the board. You said it. It was a word for knowledge. It's called Gnosis. Gnosis.
Right.
Shit, please hold on. Bear with me. I really remember it. Cipher and decipher. Cipher is you talking and explaining. Decipher is you describing it, breaking it down. Similar. But I'm trying to remember what you said. It was knowledge, the gnosis, and it was.
See, Cipher. A cipher is a code. A cipher is anything that's complete, right?
We don't use cipher no more. It's decipher now.
Now we use cipher. The great society don't use it.
Mm.
So see, any person, place, thing, environment, circumstance, these are ciphers. You understand what I'm saying?
Places, environment, things, and circumstances,
Yeah.
ciphers.
People, places, things. Yeah, see, this is why you gotta be careful, right? That cipher is not zero. This is distinction why we got 1 to 9, and then you see cipher. Whereas other places, they got cipher before the 1. Because they value a cipher as nothing. But a person, place, or thing cannot be nothing. So 0 is the symbol that we use, right, to demonstrate the principle of cipher. Because 0 is not cipher. See what I'm saying? Now, it's
But you can't cipher if you don't have wisdom or knowledge.
well, look, that's what we
just building about.
That's what we're getting ready to get into right now, right? You know, asking something?
No.
Right. What we're going to get into right now is that today's mathematics is wisdom add a cipher.
Mm.
You know what it is?
You mean wisdom add a cipher?
Yeah, why is today's mathematics wisdom add a cipher?
I would say insight, which is your knowledge.
Let me ask you.
We always seeing it is like you using your wisdom to bring another person into the home. You know what I'm saying? But there be times where like you can use your wisdom to bring yourself in. Like I can apply myself for a job and then know I have the job interview. So now I have to use my wisdom to kind of sell myself so that they can be like, I bet I want to hire this person.
All right. What you just said is true, right? But see, what you're really dealing with is the science of living mathematics. See, in living mathematics, right? Knowledge goes to born, right? And that completes the cipher. And so when we get to 10, right? Our knowledge adds a cipher to prove that it went from knowledge to born 1 time. You see what I'm saying? It don't go back to knowledge. It goes, your knowledge adds a cipher to prove that it went from knowledge to born 1 time. Then you go from knowledge to knowledge born, and your wisdom adds a cipher to show and prove that your knowledge has been made complete 2 times. You understand what I'm saying?
Peace.
You see what I'm saying? This is why I see, like, for instance, right? A lot of people, when they get to, knowledge out of cipher, right? They say knowledge cipher, right? Meaning that they added their knowledge onto the cipher. Here's the problem with that. If you're the origin of all things, how did a cipher exist before you? If knowledge is the foundation of all things, then where's the cipher that you was adding on to? See, in reality, you had the idea in your knowledge, right? Which is the idea. Once it went to born, and was complete, and you made a reality out of it, now your knowledge adds a cipher. See, now there's a person, place, or thing there, right? A circumstance there that began with your idea. You understand what I'm saying? And then when you go from knowledge to knowledge born, now this is showing, proving that you put that idea, the idea didn't just go to born, but now what you had to exercise based upon that idea has gone to born. And then when you go from wisdom knowledge to wisdom born, right? Then your understanding adds a cipher. Instead of, you coming in and you saying, you wisdom in the cipher, but what is that cipher? See, I've been realizing that recently. A lot of people don't really understand supreme mathematics. You see what I mean? And that's why you can get confused. See, this is important because look, there's a lot of people whose science is close to ours. It may even have the same elements, right? But see, you got other people who see they mathematics is wisdom than knowledge. There's a big difference there between knowledge and wisdom and knowledge.
It's like other people just perpetrating.
No, they're not perpetrating. They living life how they see it is right and exact. I'm just saying that these is different cultures. These is different ways. You know what I mean? It's like, look, you got Abrahamic religions, right? Where they all claim the same prophets, the same God, and all of that, but they live it out different ways. You understand what I'm saying? So by the same token, everybody is observing their environment, right? We all in the world, right? So it rain, hail, snowing, we hear thunder above our heads, right? Multiple different cultures have come up with different reasons for that. You see what I'm saying? You go somewhere and they feel like, this is happening, it didn't rain because somebody did something bad, we got killed. You know what I'm saying? Other places it don't rain, they feel like, yeah, we gotta dance. Other places it don't rain, they feel like we gotta get on our knees and pray. You know what I'm saying? So they all have all these different signs that they're dealing with, right? But it's all dealing with the science of rain. You know what I'm saying? It all came from the same thing. So see, that's why you gotta be careful when you go amongst other people. They might be using some of the same words as us. You might hear them say God, you might hear them say Allah, you might hear them say all types of the same terminology. But then when you really get to the science of how they mathematics work, right? They mathematics is wisdom knowledge, or they mathematics is cipher knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? These is all
like you rewriting the history of the supreme mathematics.
Well, nah, they got their own mathematics. See, that's why
it's not original though.
Look, some of them had their mathematics. There's other systems. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they chose to deal with their environment. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we get this knowledge of self. That's what it is. It enables us to deal with our environment as who we really are. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of as a slave or as a victim or whatever it might be. So, those people is just doing their thing. But what's important for you, right, is that's why you got to study your lessons and get them on cap. Because now when you go amongst these people, right, it becomes easier for you to detect that, okay, we got some similarities, but we got some core differences. You understand what I'm saying?
Core as in inside.
Yeah, as in we're not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, a person they may have a lot of knowledge and everything, and we can kick it, but you're not the five.
Yeah,
you're not one of us.
You have a different agenda.
Yeah, you don't have proper knowledge of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, see, for instance, you might be talking to somebody, right? And y'all like, yeah, God, yo, God, peace, God, yeah, God, boom, 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 yeah, yo, he's called God, you call him God. But then, all of a sudden, you get into a conversation, he's like, yeah, but we got like little G, though. You see, that happens, you see what I'm saying? That's what happens. If you don't know your lessons and see you not examining a motherfucker, you not using your wisdom, right, to really weigh and judge. You see what I'm saying? Because, justice is 10, right? But you got 2 scales. So you got to use your wisdom in order to make that judgment.
That's the sermon.
Yeah. We got some people out here. We busy. We busy these days. Look, the board is up. See, I ain't really getting on people because I got the white. They just seeing the white up here right now. So YouTube ain't sending out my alerts. They watch all that kind of stuff. Like if you on the screen acting crazy, they send out mad alerts. But they just see the white thing.
How long? I have a question to ask Dr. How long does it take for the actual person? Well, people, I'm learning a lot day by day, so I still need to learn, my mathematics and alphabets and stuff. How long does it take an actual normal person like us to like get proper knowledge itself? Because I heard people say it took them months, it took them years.
Well, see, knowledge is infinite.
Of course.
So you're going to be getting the proper knowledge of yourself the entire time. You know what I'm saying? In terms of knowing the fundamentals, listen, in terms of knowing your lessons, right? I've seen everything from 2 days to some people that look at, they walk with a lie and don't know their lessons. Yes, no. So
at least have knowledge itself.
But look, I'll just tell you, you got 9 months.
9 months, okay.
You see what I'm saying? See, this 9 months, you go from knowledge to born. Now look, the customary, right? If you ain't playing no games, 2 to 6 months. Because, we used to say back in the days, a degree a day keep the devil away. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're doing a degree a day, 120 lessons, 120 days. You see what I mean? Now, some people, and then especially, you got like the 1 in 36. So you might do the 1 in 36 in only 4 or 5 days. You understand what I'm saying? Certain degrees when you get to like the end of the 1 in 40, you got 1-liners. And you already, your experience with learning these things is already up. You know what I mean? The 1 in 10, a lot of people do the 1 in 10 in 2 days. You understand what I'm saying? So if you cutting out like that, then yeah, you can get down to 2 or 3 months. And, if you just, you got other things, you're doing homework and all this stuff, and you can't get to it every day, like 6 months. But after like 9 months, that's what I'm looking at you like, see, you playing now.
I could do 6 months. I just need, I got what I need. I don't got the supreme. I got the supreme mathematics, but I don't have the alphabet.
But
I could do 6 months definitely.
Hey.
I just need some intensive on.
Well, see, this is another factor, right? It's got to deal with how much practice you have. You know what I'm saying?
Prior to learning about everything that's going on.
Not during the time. Like, we grown now, shit. But when I was getting knowledge, I was a kid and shit, so I ain't really have nothing to do and shit. You know what I mean? Even the stuff I was supposed to be doing, I was, you know what I'm saying? But, so at that time, the first thing in the morning, you know what I'm saying? When I got to school at 7 o'clock, it was a cipher. So you're dealing with today's mathematics. You know what I'm saying? And then that was really the gladiator cipher, right? The people that cause 7 o'clock is 0 period. When first period is getting ready to set off, we're gonna have another cipher that's bigger. Now we got everybody here, right? Then during the day, inside the school, right, there's people that wasn't there in the morning. So now every time we see one of them, we going through the lessons again. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we didn't see you this morning, man. It's today's math. You know what I'm saying? See, everybody else is on point. We know, but we you see what I'm saying? Then look, when we get to the lunchroom, cipher. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, that's how, you know, after lunch, whatever, it's a little bit, you know, some people might go outside, some people go to class or whatever. But, you know, at 2 o'clock, 2:30, when you look out the window, the older guys is, you know, older, I mean, like 17, 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? They standing outside waiting for us to come out. You know what I'm saying? So, cipher. You understand what I'm saying?
Was this really a thing back in the day for like God bodies back in something called universal beatdown? Was that a thing?
Yeah, but see, that's a misunderstood thing.
Because
Yeah.
if you don't know your lessons, like you told me, you got until 6, like you got 6 months, 9 months, and then it's like, damn, like, I really gotta.
All right,
And then it shows niggas discipline that you really gotta sharpen. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
true.
why they come here every day and learn.
It's see, there's that factor, right? But see, a lot of that, it wasn't because a person just ain't know the lessons. It was because you was a liar and your word wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now you had some people who they had their other motives. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't really this and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they might use situations like that in order to take advantage of people. You understand what I'm saying? But generally speaking, look, I put it in the context of how we just were talking, right? Now see, look, I said you got 9 months, right? Now look, if at the end of 9 months, right, you're not even close to 120, I might say, yo, look, bro, bring my lessons back. And all the stuff I gave you, bring it back. And then you might say, nah, God, I don't want to bring it back. You know, I'm gonna study. I'm gonna study and all that. And you like, yo, bro, listen, man, you already played games, man. Just bring my lessons back. Nah, man, I'm out. All right, listen.
I'm gonna bring it back.
When I see you tomorrow, you better know the days mathematics. See you tomorrow. Y'all had to do my homework. My mom sent me to get some ham hocks, all this shit.
Ham
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's the type of shit. That's what this is what I'm saying. That's the reality. Like, you're bullshitting us all this time. You're going around doing shit, right? In our name and shit that. So then it's like, yo, bro, listen, man. This is the last time, man. Bring me. You know what I'm saying? So now, the next time, the people on the outside, they only see that one thing. They only see that we came up to them and said, yo, how you see today's mathematics? Right? And then so, but they don't realize that, nah, bro, we didn't even want him. We told him to go.
You know what it is? That's part of like how we was doing on the other day. On Saturday, we were saying like people don't really see the whole like road to success. They only see the overnight thing.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And then it's all them things that you're saying too. Is, you know, when people you know, I was well aware that this wasn't nothing to play with. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, in those times when you got the knowledge, the people that was around you was like scared for you. Like, people would warn people, be like, yo, man, you sure you want to be in that thing? Like, you know, I'm dead ass, man.
One last question. There is no such thing as gangster 5%. Because I know everybody should defend themselves and stuff. Because like you said, like there's brothers that use this to take advantage of Like I don't like how nowadays, like when I watch these documentaries, and I know all this fictitious stuff in the movies and stuff is not real. You know, some of it is based on true story, but I don't like how they use the nation as like it's a drug dealing organization. Like I come up to you and say, "Yo, peace, God," and say, "Yo, today's now." I'm really telling you, like, "Yo, what's today's now?" Then, it's like,
Here's the thing with that, right?
there is no such thing as a gangster fight.
Here's the thing with that, right? You're right? We not a gang. You know what I'm saying? And what we what we teach is not gangsterism. You know what I'm saying? We trying to, or we've been teaching babies to be productive members of society. You know what I'm saying? But a brother actually, I don't know if you want me to let everybody know about, but he wrote some type of, I don't know if it's an article or a letter or whatever, but it was dealing with the fact that, from the very beginning, we was always kids. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the older guys now, they 70, but when they got the knowledge, it was 11, 12, 13, 14. You see what I'm saying? So Allah wasn't just teaching them, the lessons like you memorizing this. He was actually the guidance for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's out in the street being exposed to all this stuff. Allah is actually, pulling everybody back and putting them in the right direction. So, from June, 12th, 13th, however you count, when the day starts, right? From that day, right? Listen, this is, everybody bear with me here. Don't, pardon my French, but see, since that day, right, the inmates have been running the asylum. You see what I'm saying? Everybody, it was kind of, it became easier for brothers to go off track. You see what I'm saying? And, as it went on, there was things that, and originally in the beginning, Allah said never to do that, right? That by the time I got to knowledge, that was like a regular, like how the 5% is. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's an aspect of it, and you gotta realize that a lot of these people that is saying things like that, that's where they know us from. Meaning, like, these people is judging me as a 5%er from what they know in high school. You see what I'm saying? Like,
But they never see you as a grown man.
They never see me at parent teacher.
Yeah,
you don't know that little girl that was valedictorian. That's my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? So you didn't see me in the other places. You ever seen that lesson where it says, "See, you got 5%ers in all kind of walk of life. Some is in high society, some is in the penitentiary, some is tall, some is, whatever it is." You see what I'm saying? So some of the people, and then look, I'm gonna tell you another thing about that. That you got. This is what I'm saying. I'm telling you this so you can have an understanding. You don't have to tell them nothing. But see, another thing that's happening is a lot of those people are telling on themselves.
That's what they were secretly doing.
Because now here's the thing. How did you know what we was doing? Like I said, motherfucker one time, he's like, "Yeah, man, I didn't want to become a 5%er because the 5%ers was wilding on the deuce." Yo, bro, I don't remember no church boys on the deuce. I don't remember no church boys. It wasn't no Lion King. None of that shit was on 42nd Street back then, bro. So if you was over there, look, same cat. Yeah, upstate. You know what I'm saying? The 5%ers used to always try to come to the Jew man. Whoa, bro. We the bad guys, but you was upstate too, though. You understand what I'm saying? You told me, yes, how did you know we was doing that, bro? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I said. Sometimes you gotta take this stuff with a grain of salt. You understand what I mean? Because look, it's simple, but it's not easy. being 5%.
Definitely.
It's not easy being a God. That's what you're trying to say.
Right. But
But
see,
look
look.
what God had. Look what Allah had to go through to keep the nation going. Even after this demise, the brothers and sisters still left off, kept going where we left off.
But so we covered that. So now I guess we can go ahead and get to the clap. Are y'all ready? Do we have who we got in here? Robbie. I saw it's been a minute. Phil G. I don't know if we should ban Phil G from asking any questions today because I don't plan on being here all night. Phil G, man, we call you the can opener, man. You what's my man name? They used to open up a can and whoop ass. You stone cold. You stone cold. Yeah, Hassan Campbell. I don't know what's going on with him. I saw something on his live, but I'll just stay in my lane for right now. Sonic signs. Nah, bro. Although I do think my kids are turning Illuminati on me. Hey, listen. I got something. Listen, if you under 35, probably if you're under 40, you don't realize this. But you know, 5%, shit I was just saying, right? You get older, you don't even be thinking. Like in my mind, it's still in front of Evander.
Oh, again.
You know what I'm saying? But you know you're getting older when you got a daughter that's lying about her age. Shout out to her. Her one day just passed on the Now It's God Day. So, I guess she doesn't want me to tell y'all how old she is. I remember my grandfather used to be letting my mom have it. And we used to go over to the house, and as soon as she walked in the same room with him, he's 32. And she used to get mad. And I never understood what that was about until my daughter tells me so. She's like, wait, what? You know I was there, right? Yeah. I had to remind her that she's from the olden times in the 1900s. That she had the very last dinosaur as a pet. But I digress. So now we were getting to this type of time up here. Let's see. Well, let's try to read this. So how did we do this? I'm trying to. Can y'all see that? Yeah, it looks like y'all can see that. You come over here. So we're gonna do it. We're going with the version that's in the Son of Man. See, hey, look. See, y'all don't know this. This is wise. This is wise with a Z, but he changed it to wise with an S. So wise with the S. I'm gonna put a target on your back right now. See, I told wise with the S. I told wise with the S some science about the clock that y'all ain't got. but I gave him instructions never to build about it on the internet. So if something happened to me, look for Wise with an S. It's just he got the real shit. So we going right here. Right up here. Is anybody with me here? Y'all can see that? Type 1 in the box if y'all can see what we're doing here. Hold on, let me try to put this. Then what do we do? We got this. I'm giving y'all the simple version. Look, this is the version that's in, it's in, what is it, last month's edition of the Son of Man publication. You know, I don't want to say the new Son of Man because I'm sure the brothers feel like, like it's the same Son of Man. But to me, this is the new Son of Man. But just saying that we're going to do that one so that everybody can look this up. Everybody can go back and look this up. So, you know, y'all had a very simplified version in there. We're just going to go with the mechanics. We're going to go with the mechanics of how the clock works, right? Now, when the big hand of the clock is on the 12, that's the hour, right? So, you know, what we've been calling 1 o'clock from, you know, the Gregorian world, the Gregorian calendar, what we was calling 1 o'clock, right? In our language is the knowledge hour, right? Everybody got that? If we had the shorthand right here on the 1, and we have the longhand up here on the 12, that would be the knowledge hour, right? Now, as what happens? Am I still on? You see what happens? It pause. So this see, every time you start getting this shit, that's why you gotta watch this. What's going on?
So the
I'm still on? I thought it's my screen,
so
right?
the long hand is the hour.
The long hand designates when the hour changes. You see what I'm saying? So when the long hand, right, gets to the 6, when the long hand gets to the 6, the hour changes, right? This is the hour. This is the change of the hour, right? Because when the short hand is on the 1, right, this 6 is the last time that we say knowledge hour. It's equality going through the knowledge hour. You understand what I'm saying? Once you get to the 7, now it's God. Now you got different language on this. Some people still say going through, and some people say coming to, right? Because it's coming, it's God coming to the wisdom hour. You see what I'm saying? So this is the hour, and this is where the hour changes. Right? We don't use 30 and 45 and all. Those numbers is not here.
It starts, the hour always starts at 12, and it changes every time it gets to 6.
No, an hour is 60 minutes.
No, I know that, but it starts at 12, but it always changes at 6. When the gun
Right, that's when it
travels.
changes. Right? So all of these times in between, right? So like I said, this would be God, right? The little hand, the hour hand is on the 1, and the minute hand is on the 7, right? But this is God. I say going through, but coming to is also proper, right? I say this is God going through the wisdom hour, even though the little hand is still on the 1. You see what I'm saying? When it gets to the 8, right, then it's build or destroy going through the wisdom hour, as opposed to if both the little hand and the big hand is on the 1. What time is that?
Knowledge.
Now, you close though.
I don't want.
No. The big hand is on the 1, and the little hand is on the 1.
I think I don't want to say it.
Now, go ahead, say it.
Knowledge, wisdom.
Huh?
Knowledge, wisdom.
It's knowledge going through the knowledge hour. You see what I'm saying? Everything, like I said, if the little hand, if the big hand touches 12 and the little hand is on the 1, you're in the knowledge hour, right? This is the knowledge hour. But see, everything starting from the 7, right? Coming all the way around, this is the whole 60 minutes though. You see what I'm saying? So the hour of 2, right, begins after you cross the 6. You see what I'm saying? So now when you get to the 7, is God going through the wisdom hour, even though the little hand didn't reach there yet.
2 or 2?
I just discussed that I say going through. But
Okay.
yeah, that's a common language. Going through, right? Meaning going through the hour of 1, right? And coming to the hour of 2. Or, going through the hour of knowledge and coming to the hour of wisdom. You see what I'm saying? So,
going through the power of knowledge and coming to the wisdom.
No. Yeah, it's going through the knowledge. If the little hand is on the 1,
yes,
right, then everything on this side, well, this is the knowledge hour when it's on the 12, right? Now everything on this side is knowledge going through. So this is knowledge going through the knowledge hour, wisdom going through the knowledge hour, understanding going through the knowledge hour, culture going through the knowledge hour, power going through the knowledge hour, equality going through the knowledge hour, right? God going through the wisdom hour, the destroy going through the wisdom hour, born going through the wisdom hour, knowledge out of Cipher going through the wisdom hour, knowledge going through the wisdom hour, the wisdom hour. You see what I'm saying?
So it's equal in a sense. It's,
Well,
I
yeah.
understand.
Well, yeah, it's going to be equal because I didn't draw them, but this is a circle.
Now I don't look at it as a clock. I look at it as like a supreme, like mathematical clock, like that.
Well, yeah, it is some. Listen, if you talk to wise, if you talk to wise man and get some of that other juice what I gave him, you see the other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But this is how we see, because you gotta remember another thing, right? Just dealing with the history of this, right? See, there was no 137. You know what I'm saying? Or look, we had a back of the record. It was a record where Slick Rick said it was 543. Or Snoop, he used to copy Slick Rick, so he made a record where it was 645. Yeah. See, these times come from digital clocks. And that didn't really, I mean, I'm sure there was one in existence somewhere in the world, but it wasn't common for people to have digital clocks until the middle 70s or something. You see what I'm saying? So this is also just dealing with historically, that's how people, like, nobody said it was 1:45. People said it was 1:45. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody said it was 1:55. It's 5 minutes to.
That don't make no sense if you think about it. A quarter to 2. Which is usually 15 minutes, but that's not really
calculate that.
No, it's a quarter. It's a quarter of the clock. See, this from 1 to 3 is a quarter.
Right, 5,
From
10,
3 to
15,
6 is a quarter. 6 to 9 is a quarter. So from 9 to 12, it's a quarter. Or people say it's half past. That's why we go to equality going through the knowledge, because that's how people say it's half past. And then when you got over here, they start saying it's 25 minutes to.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But that's based upon this being 12, right? You got 60 seconds broken into 12 units, right? So then they say, okay, it's 5 in between these units. But see, if you was around back in the days, right? There used to be clocks that only had the 12, the 3, the 6, and the 9 on it.
Yeah, I was born in 98.
Yeah, you already tell computer time.
It's funny because I could never read the clock until I came here.
Exactly. Listen, that when I was in the first generation of people that they was like, "Hey, we having trouble teaching y'all because y'all got exposed to those digital clocks too early." You know what I'm saying? But now that you rarely get exposed to this kind of clock, you know what I'm saying? It becomes a little bit more difficult. But this is one of those practice things.
Even at the schools I work at now, before they used to have the analog clock,
Right?
And now it's digital. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah,
so in here, out there, do we got any questions on that right there?
I want to learn more because this is really interesting, and this is actually kind of sharpen my skills up a little bit mentally, brain skills. I really want to learn more about this.
Well, there's some other signs, but like I said, we don't.
You don't got enough time. I know.
No, we got time. But see, this is.
Oh, you want live right now?
Yeah. They got to come. See, some people, you got to come to the hill in order to get the you get, look. See, what they get is the raindrops. So you got to come up here to get to the heavens above. You understand what I'm saying? You got to come up here to get that purified wisdom that's up at the maximum, at its fullest equality. You understand what I'm saying? You get the drops down there. So they come up here. So we got here RDM Chemistry, OSVN. Welcome to the channel. District 120, Just Us. West Coast Wise. So yeah, we had a request last week. I can't recall who was that. Somebody requested that we deal with the science of the clock. So I gave y'all the skeleton version right here. If you went to the real version, look for Wise with an S. So you said, how do you apply the science of the clock to your everyday life? Some of these questions y'all ask, they be like pretty open. I mean, it's a vast amount of ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, for one, what are you dealing with at these times? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's the knowledge hour and you running your mouth, you might want to. You might want to, you know what I'm saying? That's a, certain things you might want to do at the God hour. You understand what I'm saying? Certain things you might want to do in the hour of understanding. So you could use it like that. You understand what I'm saying? But you see, I just said I didn't want to go in to these things, but look, so you got to remember something about this. This is about everything inside of 6. That's what this is measuring. This is not measuring the heavens above. You see what I'm saying? Because in the heavens above, time is infinite. You see what I'm saying? On this right here, see, the body is on this clock. You see what I'm saying? Your body is only going to last a finite amount of rotations of this clock that represent a finite amount of rotations of the planet Earth. But the mind is not limited to that. You understand what I'm saying? The teachings, your energy that you put out there that manifests inside me, like Allah, it took him energy. If it wasn't enough for him to get up out of bed, right, and go outside and teach, right? And then now that energy is still, we done regenerated and all that. We done built it up. You understand what I mean? But that initial spark still rolling. Ain't nothing happened, ain't nothing changed. We didn't die out, and then some new people had to come and shit and nothing like that. You see what I'm saying?
The mind can only experience now, and now it's always existing.
You see what I'm saying? So
So when people say your biological clock, that means your heart.
see, this clock, and see, I don't know if I tell you that, but see, that's why you gotta know today's mathematics, right? See, this clock, right? All the cycles that's dealing with time, right, is different cycles. Meaning, like, look, see, you breathe a certain amount of times a minute, right? But your heart beat a different amount of times a minute.
Perfect.
And you blink a different kind of times a minute. You see what I'm saying? So all those different cycles, you see what I mean, is we all different in that.
How many footsteps you walk.
Right. But see, when you talking about the earth turning, we all on that cycle.
That's what they mean by biological. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So you got more than one biological clock. You see what I'm saying? Meaning, like, look, you got, well, we not women, right? But women got a certain amount of time to reproduce.
No,
That's a certain biological clock.
You
understand what I'm saying? Of course, we all on a life clock where, what I'm saying, eventually we're gonna return. You know what I'm saying? But look, athletes, what I'm saying, professional football and basketball players, that professional playing is they on a clock. You understand what I'm saying? That, look, it only applies to that because you could have somebody where it's like, okay, you're not able to play in the NFL anymore, but that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you crippled or something. You still in the, people in the NFL, you're talking about the top 0.02% of people doing what they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're talking about the general population, you still at the top of the population. So that's what I'm saying. All of these different things is biological clocks. Like, see, look, you have a person that is alive, but they don't have to replace their knee or their hip. To see the clock on their knee or their hip, right? And then you gotta remember this too. See, we on this planet, right? It's traveling at 1,037 and a third miles per hour for everybody. But see, in life, some of us are living faster than others. You understand what I'm saying? So all that kind of thing like that is all affecting these different biological clocks. See, even the cycle of when you go to sleep and when you get up, that's a biological clock. You understand what I'm saying? So it depends on this is measuring how long it takes the earth to make one full rotation, right? Other things you have, this is measuring how many times your heart makes a complete B. You know what I'm saying? Whichever ones those is all different clocks. You see what I'm saying? But that's why we got to know today's mathematics, because now we could all be in tune. You see what I'm saying? Instead of everybody walking around with their own, you dancing. I mean, and yeah, we individuals, we do our thing, but
I want to be to
us come right.
Yes.
What is because we all dealing with that same cycle. So see, that's something that's what I'm telling you. See, now that's something right there where it's like, see, we the five. See what I'm saying? Because there's other people that see what we see, but they not on the cycle we on. See, we not on this cycle. This is for them. See, so they can't really get to the cycle where we at. And that's why you got to know today's mathematics. That's why dealing with today's mathematics will separate the sad person from the civilized person.
Once again, God, I apologize.
No. This is how you learn.
But now, for rushing, saying the wrong thing.
No. This is how you learn. See, let me tell you something. You learn faster like that than you're gonna learn keeping your mouth shut. You see what I mean? Because see what happened, I wouldn't know that you don't know that. And then I wouldn't be able to you know what I mean, give you whatever experience I got to help you out. I'm thinking you understand. You know what I'm saying?
Lying to yourself.
Yeah, so you gotta speak. Don't worry about that.
You see what I mean? If I don't know, what does that mean? Now it's like I feel more.
See, still sharp and still. You see what I'm saying? Like, see, we all gotta escape this. When we started, we was on this. We came from this. Unless you was born, you came from this. You came in here telling people what year you was born. You was on this. You was on the clock. You see what I'm saying? But the only way for you to escape that, right, is you got to, still sharp and still, bro. And I'm telling you that. See, my point of saying that is that if you seen some of us, right, back when we was on the clock, we was doing the same shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I know how much a person can elevate. You see what I mean? Because I've been there with y'all.
So in birthday terms, like, what's the numeral on that?
Each one is a particular cycle, right? So the day you was born, right, that's your mathematics for life.
8%.
Yeah, see, the knowledge out of Cipher, that's going to apply to you for forever. And see, did you notice that, look, when he was thinking about names that he might pick, he picked Justice? Yeah, listen, G. Is that superstitious? But you understand what I mean? Now look, there's certain people that you're gonna meet that y'all was born on the 10th, y'all all was born on the 10th, and y'all all in tune with that. Certain people that was born on April 10th, and y'all all in tune with that. Certain people that was born in April, and y'all all in tune with that. Certain people that was born in 1998, and y'all all in tune with certain mathematics. Like, see, y'all might start talking about some cartoons right now. I ain't never seen them. You see what I'm saying? Whereas me and somebody, we might be talking about speed races or some shit. Like, speed racing? What the fuck is that? You understand what I'm saying? So that's a cycle that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, these big universal cycles that we deal with, right, is what could bring us all together, right, and bridge all the gaps. You see what I mean? A person could be from California, a person could be from Canada, whatever, But once y'all get to, how you see today's mathematics? Manifest. See, now we
what does manifest mean? And then you go back and forth from there.
Well, that's just terminology. Mm-hmm. At the time when I was getting the knowledge, that was how we used the language. So somebody comes to ask you how you see a degree, how you see today's mathematics or whatever, and then when you quoted it, they would say manifest. And that meant for you to drop your understanding of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's just terminology right there. You know, as you come in tune with us, you know, you learn the language. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just be aware, right? As you learn the language, be aware of learning about slang. You understand what I'm saying? You know, see, slang happens when you start to use the language, right, in a kind of coded way, right, that the language loses its meaning.
Yeah, it's like it started becoming popularized. Like
Yeah.
saying this, it's like I be seeing other older guys. They don't like it. They kind of get upset a little bit.
Yeah, because
songs and books.
Because see, at a certain time, it becomes pig Latin. You understand what I mean? When you just using it to confuse people, but these words don't mean anything really. You understand what I'm saying? Not in the way that see, like divine evil, right? This is the kind of slang that we used to use back in the days and shit, right? But see, divine and evil is a misnomer and shit. You understand what I'm saying? But when you caught up in the, or you know, Mercury, you know, we understand that they're saying, you know, Mercury is the first degree in the solar facts, right? And so if you say Mercury, that's like you saying 11, and then 11 is peace. And you see what I'm saying? How we all, you gotta go all over the place, but you could have just said peace. You see what I'm saying? And now what happens is you can't show and prove Mercury.
That causes confusion.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's not two Mercuries in our solar system. You can't show and prove it through the whole meaning of everything else like we do. Like when we go through the knowledge degree in 1 and 10, and we break it down all different types of ways, historically, scientifically, family, all these different things. You can't show and prove Mercury, because it's not two Mercuries. That's when you're getting into slang. And look, there's times, right, when there might be people that we don't need them to know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
That's why I only check in with you. I don't even.
Yeah. So in an instance like that, you know what I mean? Because I know you on point like that, right? Then I might say, yeah, Mercury. So these people, they don't know, they don't even know I know you like that. They think I just know you somebody from the block, son. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we in a situation like that, but we ain't saving our life. So you start to have things where, like you said, now you get into music, right? You know, and you know, people are saying, look, get the 49311. You know,
the God album.
You don't know what you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait, 49311.
Yeah, that was other slang that came out over the time. So just, you know, as you learn the language, right, you gotta be aware, right, that you know, there's a lot of slang out there where you know, the terminologies is the same, but the language is not the same. You see what I mean? But there's a lot of ways that people use the language differently now.
Parliament.
That now the parliament, see, we got the parliament and we got the rally. You know the difference between parliament and the rally?
Parliament is when God's come together on nation business, and the rally is when God's come together.
You got it. You see what I'm saying? So you know parliament is a governing body. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's when we come together to you know, deal with governing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to a rally where, like you said, you know, we come together and you know we rally.
Have you ever had like any issues with any other 5%ers? Like because like you said, this is not a
gang.
This is not a gang. It's like if I don't know something, I'm gonna ask you. But this is why I check in with you. It's like if this is not a game. I don't press people like, oh, what is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? Then snatching dudes 7, they flag off their shirt. It's like it's you know.
I say some brothers need.
Yeah, some
of them do, but what if they genuinely and humbly don't know, and they really for the fighting for the cause for the
Now
people,
look,
you know?
that has happened.
Be some asshole older person.
That has happened, right? There has been some good people that got ran away. But see, here's the thing, right?
You don't know your shit, you just don't know it.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. This not the regular army. This is the Navy SEALs. You see what I mean? So you got some dudes that they good soldiers, but they ain't able to make it in the Navy SEALs. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, those people
they can lead a battle, but they can't win the war.
I mean, yeah, they could be like a foot soldier, but they can't see. You gotta remember, we in behind enemy lines. Like, see these brothers on here on the live. A lot of them is in places where it's fucking 5 guys or something. They behind enemy lines, bro. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be prepared because look, you know, a brother come and ask you your degrees, right, and take your flag. But see what happened to gang and you get the fuck off our block teaching that shit. You see what I'm saying? You got to be prepared to deal with that. Look, and the best way to deal with it is mentally. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily saying you got to get in no physical confrontation with them. However, you can't have no fear of you know what I'm saying, if that happened. So yeah, you got to be prepared for that. You got to be able to go over there. But look, all these 20 people, none of them ain't got the knowledge. And they all challenging you. Yeah, well, you know, if you God, why don't you walk through the wall? If you God, why don't you make a butterfly? If you God, why don't you fly over the sun?
So now you mocking Allah, so you being disrespectful.
No, see, that's what I'm saying.
That's the question you're gonna get asked.
Those people don't understand. The people who don't understand is gonna say things like that. And you gotta be prepared to deal with that. So see, like I said, there's some people that, yeah, you a good brother and you want to come to the rally and black fist in the air. But if they tell you, or if you decide, nobody tell you, if you just get a good job in another place, you know what I'm saying? And you get down there, what you gonna do? You gonna slowly drift away from this? Because that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? If you get in an atmosphere where ain't nobody else 5%, either they gonna become 5% or you gonna become 85%.
Well, that's just, you just gotta talk. Well, there's no talking to them. That's just them, you know. Going back to people having their own agendas, like it wasn't really for the cause from the very beginning. You know, of course, there's going to be some people that's going to like try to play. I wouldn't even say trickery games, or to try to see where your head is at mentally. You know, to see if you really for it or you just using this knowledge or just doing something else. You know.
And see, I'm gonna tell you another thing too that you gotta realize, right?
This is not a game, you know, because I don't want to get aggressive and want to. I respect my elders.
I'm gonna tell you another thing you gotta realize. See, you getting the knowledge at the root of civilization. You understand what I mean? So the bar here is a little higher than, you know, just say your average. You know, like when I'm in high school, you know, you basically gotta know today's mathematics. You know, you can't eat pig. You know, little kids is very strict with the rules. You know what I'm saying? If you not following the rules, but if you give a little kid the belt and say, listen, make sure this shit stay straight. Oh man, little kids is vicious. You know what I'm saying? So
I see what you're saying. So my physical degree at 25, so it might take me a little bit longer what you're trying to say.
Yeah, and also
because this is for like 9 to
13-year-olds. And see, and that's another thing about the way people, you know what I'm saying? Like people is used to, you know, talking to children like this. That's why you're not supposed to, like how you said, the elders, you know, try to teach them. If you want to teach somebody old, right, this is what you gotta do. If they doing something wrong, go do it the right way.
Or teach somebody that really want to be taught.
That's the real thing right there.
Because it's like one of the I don't know. But it's like, why are you here? What you mean why I'm here? What you mean? Huh?
You know, listen.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's all you can do.
I really be here. I'm here because I want to learn.
Yeah. You know, but you know, just in general,
people people, places, things, man.
And I mean, and see, I'm gonna tell you another thing too, right?
Because knowledge is infinite. Sorry to cut you off, God. Nobody shouldn't be projecting nobody unless you on some diabolical shit. You know.
And see, that's what we never know though. See, look, that's another thing that happened.
Right? Get out.
Look, that's another thing that happened is that other people, and shout out to Elijah. I'm not saying nothing about the NOI because of that. I'm just saying in terms of how mentality can develop. You understand what I mean? Elijah Muhammad, he lived to a ripe old age. You understand what I'm saying? Other people, George Washington, he lived to whatever was the ripe old age at that time. Just saying that, us on the other hand, our founder was snatched from us, at a young age for us, but even at a young age for him. You understand what I'm saying? And so us never really finding out who did that or how it happened. Yeah, we need to know who everybody is, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's understandable.
Because he said his words was that only one of y'all could get it. So we need to know who everybody is, G. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's, COINTELPRO files on the law. I seen them where it says in there, right? The name is redacted, but it's saying that there's informants and it's identifying them as 5%ers.
Informants, that's extension.
Yeah. So, yeah, we examining everybody.
You can't be for the cause and then let's say, but
I mean, but that's the reality. Look, do you realize that every single movement that's been amongst original people has had a rat that destroyed it?
Fred Hampton, yes, the Black Panthers.
Marcus Garvey, every single movement has had a rat that took it down. So a lot of times you say, yo, why? Yeah, because of that kind of shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't have people around you even that compromise your morals and shit and your principles and shit. You see what I'm saying? Like we going over here telling somebody, yo, you gotta be righteous. We can't have somebody with us as a child molester. Mm-hmm. So we gotta examine motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? We gotta examine you, bro, because see, we don't want the 85s to come up and tell us, yeah, I was in the store with your man, he bought a ham sandwich. We don't want the 85s to come and tell us that. You see what I'm saying? We wanted to know that first. See, if the 85s come and tell us that, how we look bad, G. You know what I'm saying? I thought y'all niggas was God. And look, that's happened. That's happened to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, growing up when we were in school, but really, he just had some smoke with this brother, right? And it was one of the things where it's like, okay, as long as he a 5%, he can't approach it a certain way. So he comes up and he starts talking. He's like, kid, I know this kid. I grew up with him for a long time. Shit. He's not really that, man. He's not really He's like, I'm telling you, I know him. He eat pork. He's like, no, I'm telling you, I see him on the block. He eat pork. And look, I'm saying like, man. So now I gotta play it off, right? Because I can't come to you with this 85 like, yo, this 85 just said this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep him in his pocket, right? But at the same time, when this is over, now I gotta coach you, bro. Like, what the fuck? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, these are the reasons why you gotta examine, because see, you can't go to battle with neutral people. You can't go to battle with traitors. And you can't go to battle with just because see, those people become the weakest link in the chain. You see what I'm saying? And if they that weak, That's how weak you is. See, like how you said, when in order for us to come together,
You
right?
gotta learn your lessons.
Yeah,
So all of us
right.
can
We
build
gotta,
and connect with each
yeah,
other.
because
Now
when
I
we come
understand.
together, we're not the same.
Yes.
So if two things come together, if oil and water come together, they're not the same. They still stay separate. So we got some new people in there. Magnetic, true self, divine understanding, supreme God born, Kasim, the mathematician. It's been a minute. What's the deal?
Have you started looking at different definitions for the math?
Different definitions. No, I have not. I have lately. I've just been reading the newspapers every single morning and night. When the brother just gave me. You know when you first walk in here, the newspapers that be sitting right there by the window. You know the picture of Allah
Okay.
and his right hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because I made it to
Listen,
my fifth
that
year.
right hand man
Justice.
is extremely important. Don't never forget his name. Justice Sealer.
Justice.
Yeah. Before that, name was Akbar Forsyth. He's also a founder of this.
They never really mentioned his name.
And that's a damn shame. And that's why I took the time out to tell you. Don't ever forget his name. He's not just the guy that's standing in the picture.
With every organization like this, it can't always be one person. That's what I know. Even being in a gang back in the day, it's like every organization, it's not always one person that created everything. If somebody needs some help,
Well,
you
listen. Listen, when you go outside, you get the sign, the street sign. It says the law, justice, and the 5% is what? See, the law is the founder, but we all built the nation.
in a way.
You see what I'm saying? I wasn't there when they was laying the foundation. But when they got up in the floors and shit, I was putting in work. Yes, no, I'm saying. Listen, I was doing wiring, plumbing, all type of shit. You see what I'm saying? But we all did this right here. We all did this. You know what I'm saying? See, that's one of the reasons, one of the things that was attractive to me about the knowledge that repelled me from Christianity was that the people in the Bible, they seem so close with God and shit. Like God is talking to them and doing specific miracles for them and shit. And I used to wonder what's different from us now. Like why he not still dealing with us like that now? Like why I don't walk outside and the bush is burning and all, you know what I'm saying, all this shit y'all saying. Why that only happened in the ancient times?
The Jehovah's Witnesses, their excuse was that God isn't choosing any more prophets.
Right. But see, when I came here, I got to walk amongst them. Yeah, again, now I'm one of the people in the book now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the whole thing. See what I mean? Just like I told you, when I tell you start writing your book of life, and I gave you that notebook.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's your book. As opposed to when you go in Christianity, they give you their book about people in the Middle East thousands of years ago.
How did you? I don't like. I don't want to be disrespectful talking bad about religious books, but I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in that Bible stuff because it's like it's so many different illustrators and like they talking about stuff millions of years ago that they was never a part of. They got pictures of how these supernatural beings. It's like some cartoon shit. You know,
I mean, in a lot of ways it is.
no blacks. And then if you read the Bible, it's like God seems like an evil person. Like he just kills people. You killed Moses because he fed the village.
The Old Testament.
He hit the rock and then you just struck him with lightning and killed him.
The God of the Old Testament is 5%. Yeah. See the New Testament. Yeah, that's y'all new niggas, man. Y'all let niggas walk around. Y'all let people. You don't know the days degree. I just say Hail Marys. Nah. See, we Old Testament motherfuckers.
Being brainwashed.
Smite your ass right down.
The Old Testament has the Leviticus, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, the Old Testament is the culture degree. It's in the culture degree.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Moses.
Yeah. So in there, right, he teaches them how to live a respectful life. There's a whole bunch of laws in there, right? How to build a home for himself. We gotta go to Jerusalem, right? And some forgotten trick knowledge that Yakub taught him. Yeah, y'all the chosen people and all this other shit. You allowed to kill off all these other people because this is your home.
That's some old baby shit.
And I'm just telling you, that's what's in it. You see what I mean? Look, in there, see, like you said, in Leviticus, that's the dietary law. You see what I mean? So that's how to live a respectful life.
Is Leviathan or Leviticus?
Leviticus.
Yeah.
Leviticus.
Yeah, the Leviathan, that's something else. I'm not sure what is the
I know
relationship
that,
of those
that's
words.
Like some type of demon.
Yeah, I ain't sure what is the exact relationship of those words, but no, that's something different. Leviathan is
Even the whole Greek mythology that kind of comes from Christianity a little bit. You know,
I say
it's the other one. Remember, Greek mythology is before
BC.
what's the name? It's before yeah. So yeah, hey, Jesus, peace of mind. Jesus, you know, and God for that matter, but Jesus has a lot of the characteristics, right? A lot of the characteristics of who and what God is come from Zeus and his children. You know what I'm saying? The different, see how many children Zeus had that's supposed to be virgin birth.
Even that too. The virgin,
I'm not saying it's not cap. I'm just saying.
Virgin Mary, God pointed
I'm just saying that when you're looking at the Bible, these are stories, ideas, and concepts that exist for thousands of years before it was compiled into that book. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you will look back and it may not take place in that time, right? But there's some other legend that came down, and then people embodied that in their culture, right? And what they was teaching about God, they kept that story and weaved it in.
Kind of like how you can see like the Greek god of this, and then like the Egyptian god of this, and see how it's similar.
Well, look, I'll give you a better example. Cain and Abel come out of nowhere in the Bible. They come out of nowhere and then they kind of just disappear. It's like you see how they kind of don't fit in there. Like if y'all the only people, then where did this guy find a wife? You understand what I'm saying? Because that's a different story. You see what I'm saying? Like they're telling a story about how people came into existence and how people came to be, you know, fighting like how the world is right now. Why is brother against brother? You see what I'm saying? These are two different stories. At least this is my when I look at it, this is what I see is that, you know, this story, like, look, you know, you got multiple creations, right? God created Adam from an image. Then he created Adam from the dust on the ground. David slew Goliath by hitting him in the head with a rock. Then he slew Goliath by cutting his head off. So you got multiple stories that was weaved together, you see what I'm saying, in these books. So it might be a grain of truth. You see what I'm saying? In the original story. You know what I'm saying? Like the flood, yeah, it might have been a small area of space, right, where their civilization was ended because of the flood. You see what I'm saying? But that, you know, like you said, that doesn't mean that, you know, them applying it the way they applying it in the Bible is not cap. But I'm saying that is, you know, the history is recorded there, but, you know, not as clearly as, you know, in just a regular history book, or like, you know, if we had Encyclopedia Brown on here and he would put it down, his studies, that would be much more straightforward, right? But we could look in the Bible, right, and see a lot of things that's true. You know what I mean? But we got to really get our matches out and burn that to get to the truth.
That's strict knowledge.
Right, yes. And so it's so much, the allegory and all of these things that you got to understand. See, that's why I love 120. See what I'm saying? Instead of 66 books, right? You got 66, depending on what Bible you read. I think it's 66 books. I think another book got 73 books. And I think the Catholic got 81 books. You know what I mean? As opposed to we got one book, 8 lessons. But, this is not even, as opposed to how many pages is the Bible? You see what I mean? So we can get all this truth compact. You see what I mean? Like you got to read the whole Bible many times to draw up the knowledge degree in the 110 out of it. As opposed to here, see that's look, to me, right? That's the best thing. Is that see here, we give you this shit the first day. There's no, you ain't got to wait 35 to 50 years. You ain't got to carry my water. You ain't got to stand in the horse stands. The first day, we tell you that you got it. You see what I'm saying? See, in other things, now you got to get to the end of the Bible and read it again. And then you got to research the actual history. You got to know about Constantine and the Roman Empire and all this shit. See, 120 lessons, we right here. You ain't got to, convince me about the facts in the 1 and 36. I ain't really, this particular people, I didn't know John Harding Hawkins as an individual, but I knew John Harding Hawkins existed. You understand what I'm saying? As opposed to some of that stuff they talking about in the Bible, like, yeah, that history is ancient. Nobody's killing no lambs now and that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing about 120 lessons, is that, it's coded, and you need your mathematics to understand it, right? But then that's it. Everything else, it applies to us right here. Yeah, there's some, stories in there that is based, a lot upon the fact that, the audience that Far and Elijah was dealing with was 85%. And they came from the Christian world. And see, one of the ways that you got to teach people is by giving them some understanding on the things that they dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So these stories that's in the Bible about Moses and Jesus and these people that we also see in our lessons, right, is because that's the way people that was formerly Christian understand the world. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when I saw the power degree in the 1 and 14, right? There was like, I knew about the Crusades already, but I didn't like, why would people do some shit like that? Like, you just left your house and just went to go fuck with some people that halfway around the world. But I'm not, I'm just taking things on face value. Like, this is just something I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning this in school. So I'm memorizing it so I could pass the test, but I don't know what none of it means and shit until I got the knowledge and shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's why 120 is for us in particular. You see what I'm saying? Like, see, you got all types of shit going on all over the world. A lot of that, it could be World War II. It could be whatever the history is, right? It's certain things like, yeah, that's not, we wasn't a part of that. You understand what I mean? This right here is our history right here. See, this 1 to 10, the 1 to 10, that's specifically about us. The 1 to 36, that's specifically about the wilderness of North America. You see what I mean? As opposed to these other places where, we don't know where these places are. We don't know the people that was there or their culture. We just seeing the story right here. unless you could go and do a lot of research. But look, we got time for that, bro. We over here in the trenches. You see what I'm saying? So we get 120 lessons and put it on cap because, like I said, we in the trenches. It's not time to be learning how to clean your gun out here. You see what I'm saying? You gotta have that lessons on cap in that form right there, so you can use it. You can have your steel sharp at all times. You see what I'm saying? You want to be, and they do their thing. Don't get me wrong. They some of the most sincere motherfuckers in the world, is Jehovah's Witness. You know what I'm saying? But you see them, man, when they come to your door and shit. See me, I just bomb them. You understand? So look, now they usually come. They got a pamphlet. They got some shit they prepared to say. Yeah, but see, when they say that, and then I bomb them, now they got to go all in their papers and shit. They go on through papers. Hold on, 1 minute, I got it over here. No, wait. It's over here. I got it. See, I didn't eat. Yeah.
My fault, but I have curfew.
All right, no doubt.
My fault, man. This is a good build though. Like I'm definitely gonna be here tomorrow. All day early. Cause
what I'm
saying. Is there anything I need to brush up on? Besides the alphabets and the mathematics?
Yes, just keep getting those meanings. Keep getting the meanings and keep familiar. Look,
is there any definition I should write down so I should study?
No, get the ones you get.
All right.
Look, the Brownsville method. The Brownsville method, right, is you quote your lessons 7 times, right? 7 times a day.
The Brownsville method.
Yeah. So say 7
times a day. The supreme mathematics.
Yeah, just say the whole mathematics, everything that you know, because right now you're in the beginning, so you can do the whole thing, right?
And I want to show you something before I leave, just to be on the safe side. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm saying because I wrote this down. I'm trying to see if this is correct.
So you got to get that off my thing there, Melchizedek. Don't write 666 in my comments. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They think I'm superstitious.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got everything. Supreme mathematics. The thing you told me to write down. 7 characteristics of a wise man.
Right.
Something to study on. These are things to live by every single day.
Right.
And this is pretty much it. I didn't go through I never really got the supreme alphabets.
Yeah, you ain't finished with the math yet.
Yeah. All right, so do the math first, then worry about the alphabets.
Yeah.
The Brownsville method 7 times a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see, that's going to give you the practice that, you know what I mean? Like how I was telling you that I was in all the different ciphers, that's going to give you that kind of practice. So you got here 793rd, Chesapeake, Saddam, Supreme Justice. So wait here, we got some comments over here now. This is, he said, the God of the Bible sounds like Gaku. I mean, there's a couple different ways to look at it. I've heard that idea. I heard a brother say Zeus is Yakub. What's the logic behind that?
I don't think there is this much.
All of paganism or mythology was perfected on the 6,000 islands in the Aegean Sea. Zeus dreamed of making humans and animals on earth. Genesis 1:27 speaks on the creation of male and female. Genesis 2:7 speaks on Adam and Eve is made in Genesis 2:22. Yeah, right. So that, you got all different.
Zeus didn't create people.
Yeah, I don't, Then he sent Prometheus. So that's the fire guy, right?
Okay, I see.
That's why I said the God of the Bible sounds like Yaqub in 59,999. Let us make man. 27th degree of the 140 as the name of the place where the devil is manufactured. The body is a cardinal unit 666 composed of 22 amino acids, as Revelations is 22 chapters. How was it founded? The term in the womb is 9 months, 40 weeks, 275 days, 6,600 hours, 396,000 minutes, 23,760,000 seconds, and a 9 can be a 6 upside down. No, that's the So you see this is I don't know where they get this bullshit from. No, that 666 is the atomic number of carbon, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. I'm playing around with that. You see that? Hey, yeah, listen. 600 years, 6,000 brain cells, 6,000 years of root. That's 666. See, that's that newborn curriculum right there. Yeah. I don't know.
I could see some aspects of what you're saying about Zeus, because I know Zeus put a lot of fear in the different individuals that would like worship him.
Mm-hmm.
So it would keep him. I was thinking he's like there's stories about him like kind of like turning into an animal and like just raping a woman. That's kind of devilish. To me, it's devilish.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the thing with allegory. Is that you can't take it all those different ways. And yeah, it all depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I saw a version of The Art of War one time, the book. And in this particular version, it would have the principle, but then it would give different examples of how different military commanders applied it. And the way they applied it wasn't always the same. You understand what I'm saying? So by the same token, you could look at you could look at a lot of things in there and in the Bible or any book for that matter, and draw up layers of understanding. You know what I'm saying? If you apply these things, in the world of Greek mythology, yeah, that's what it's going to mean. But if you apply it, in a different world, you know what I'm saying, it means something else. You see what I'm saying? So, all of those, and especially with the Bible, it's open to that. You know what I'm saying? Where, yeah, you get. So you said in the year 15,109. It's 15,109?
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping track of it. But damn, man, see, this would be shit. I think. Let me see. I'm just saying, I got that at the 1970s. 109. I said the way I remember it. I think I got the 1970s. Let me see. Nah, I probably got knowledge at 81, 82. No. I'm talking about. I got the knowledge of God wisdom. For real? Hey, no, let me get a pencil, man. Let me see that. Let me see that pencil. That calculator is here. See, that's you know. That's you know you have knowledge of me. You need a calculator. Man, you need a calculator to figure out what you got right now. 1934.
No.
It's 15,020. Right? Damn, son, got the knowledge of God, understanding. Yeah, man. I got the knowledge 53 years in. 53 years in from 15,020. Mm-hmm. Yep. The year, so wait, in our calendar, I got it in 23.
So 1964 is year one.
Right.
So is this year 60?
See, it's funny you got to calculate it correctly. Yeah, this is we completing the 60th year.
Not really, but
Bring me a Coca-Cola. 69. Yeah, that's
good.
That's crazy, man.
Peace, yeah.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, when I just saw that number, I was like, man, I don't remember numbers exactly. 109? God damn. My president said I dropped the years, months, and days a couple of lives ago. You see? Oh, nah. I think you say a couple of lives, like past lives, but you mean a couple of live streams ago. All right. Yeah, I got it. Sometimes I got to catch up.
So how do you see the Asiatic calendar? I don't know if I actually.
You just add on 13,086 to the year of today, and you get the Asiatic year. But that's wild. I could have sworn it was 15,008. 13,086. That's like Jesus' time.
That's before.
Nah, Jesus born 13,053. I don't know who was 7,000. But on the prophet count, Yaqub is 8,367. Right? So he's in the 9,000 range. Right? And Musa is 10,020. You know what I'm saying? So he's in the 11,000 range. You know what I'm saying? And then Jesus is 13,053. So he's in the 13,000 range. And then this was on the streets when I was getting knowledge, right? Elijah Muhammad was the prophet that was in the 15,000 range, not the Arab Muhammad. You see what I'm saying? So that was another science right there. But you know, that was when, you know, I was, you know, always, you know, the Asiatic calendar we was much more, but it's like, yeah, it's not really you know, we communicating with the people out here. So there's certain things where I'm like, yeah, it was supporting me. You know what I'm saying? It becomes just trivia now. Like you hear speaking a language that people don't speak going over their head. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of the Asiatic calendar, right? Each people had their own time until like in the 1500s. You know what I'm saying? When as the Catholic Church became the main, you know, dumb diversus and all these things, they became the main kind of conduit, you know, behind conquering the world. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of these atrocities, you know, they're being told by the Pope that that's okay because these people is not in the Bible. Like how y'all was saying earlier, right? And so along with all the other cultural things, they impose their time on us. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody don't believe in Jesus. So why would people be changing their time, how they tell time based on somebody that they didn't even know existed? You understand what I'm saying? So Pope Gregory, you know, Pope Julius and Pope Gregory was the ones that expanded the entire Christian thought, you know what I'm saying? And one of the ways they did that was to put everybody on their time. So look, you thought you was the 13, now I'm putting you back here on the 6. So, you know, that is like even to this day right now, in the Jewish world, it's 57 something. It's 5784 in the Jewish world. You see what I'm saying? The Chinese people and the Indian people, they'll tell you that now we got shit, we got pottery. We got pottery that's 50,000 years old. You know, now whether it's true or not, you don't know. But I'm just saying that everybody got their own time that they tell them. You see what I'm saying? So even you got events that in this world over here, they said it was in the year 5784, right? Meaning like, let's say right now, certain conflicts going on in the Jewish world, right? So if somebody looked up the history, they would say, yo, well, this thing is going on in 5784. But then if they look at the American news, right, and that's where they was getting their knowledge of this thing happening from, it would say 2023. And so that was that was actually one of the jobs of historians in the past, was matching up these different events, you know what I'm saying, and saying, okay, this is the same event. You know what I mean? Even though in this calendar it's saying a different year than in this calendar. You see what I'm saying? So the Asiatic world, that's, you know, we wasn't always a part of that Christian world. You see what I mean? Like when the people of West Africa had no idea, you know, that Judas was betrayed. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't a part of that. So in that world, what year was it? Because you gotta remember, in these other worlds, it's not just a year. They got whole different ideas about what and how they was created.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like in Australia, the Aboriginal people, they got some red. It's like a red. It's like the remains of a mountain or something. It's like a big, huge rock, and their belief is that they came out of that rock. You know what I'm saying? Or some you got the Hopi people out there in like Arizona and all that. They said they came up out the ground right there. You know what I'm saying? You got other people who say they came out of these caves or whatever. So all of that is a part of the world. You see what I'm saying? Because once you become a part of that Christian world, here's the thing. When you say it's 2023, right? It's the year 2023 AD, right? Which means Anno Domini, Latin for the year of our Lord. Our Lord. What Lord? Whose Lord? Jesus. It's not saying in the name of Zoroaster. It's not in the name of Ra, Zeus. In the name of Jesus Christ. You understand what I'm saying? So by them imposing that calendar at that time, that's just, a major symbol of the entire thing that they imposed on the world.
That's really the power of time. Like, put someone on the clock.
Yeah, precisely.
You control your own mind. Because like if you late for work, you might start sliding around.
Now you starting to see the light. Now you starting to see the light.
Now I got your whole mentality is messed up.
Your whole mentality. You see what I'm saying?
And now you forgot something. You forgot your book of life. So now you can't study your lessons.
You
know why? Because you ain't have it on cap.
See? Okay, y'all. We're about to wind this one down. We did it. This was a pretty good one. For people who might just be tuning in, you're gonna have to go back. Let me take this off. This might be a little bit confusing. This was the point I was making over here on the side. But we had a request. I can't recall who it was. But somebody requested that we go over the signs to the clock. And so we did. You gotta rewind that and check that out. Got new brother I'm teaching, so we dealt with a lot of the basics today, some things in mathematics, why your knowledge adds a cipher and you don't add your knowledge to the cipher, why your wisdom adds a cipher. We dealt with that. And just in general, the brothers was in here, with some questions we added on with that. We got here, so yes, any last questions here? Let me check it out. So wait, you say here in Acts 13, it speaks of Bar Jesus, who is the one they are truly referring to as Jesus. He's Judas' man. You mean Barabbas? There is something to that. Barabbas means son of the father. Abba means father. So, and I think it was somebody else too. I think it was three of them, like all three of those people there had some kind of, you got Jesus. I think the dude that they let go to kill him, that was Barabbas, the son of the father. So yeah, there's some layers in there. But yeah, I know about this right here. What you're talking about? I know about this right here that you're talking about. Manchester. Can we get into a law world manifest? Well, yeah, that's definitely a that's definitely not for right now. You got you got to touch of that Phil G in you. But yeah, we can get into that. We can get into that. I mean, which aspect in particular? Is there any aspect, because y'all pick some like broad topics. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all be like, yo, can you tell me about the sky? Yes. It's like, yeah, I mean,
That's the question I get from 85ers. Like, how was the universe made? Like, nigga,
yeah, like, bro, come on, you gotta narrow this down, man. It's like,
you older than me asking me that question.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that happens. So, I saw a couple new names on the list. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if y'all made it this far. Do the each one, teach one, hit the like button, and we'll be back tomorrow. So I'm gonna sign off and say peace.